I'll review some camera switch setup and validation. I have a 3000 system here with a 1080 HD camera coming in cam 0. So if I go to the acquisition settings, I have 1080 by 1920, and I'm going to do a camera switch on this same camera, only just changing the resolution on it. So I've got this setting, and I'll go ahead and set this up in the camera switch table. The settings have to be generic digital in order to be stored correctly. So these are the parameters in here that'll be saved. So I go configure, switch camera. So I want to switch the camera and update the table settings. So this is how I program the camera switch. I'm in camera 0. I could be cam 2, but I'm doing the switch on cam 0. And I'm going to program this into position 1. So I select 1, I hit send. And nothing happens because I'm already in this mode. At this point, I'll go parameters, save to board. So I make sure to save those camera switch parameters. Next, I'll go to acquisition settings, and I'm just going to choose a subset of this camera, like the center. And this is just an example because I don't have a external FPGA that'll do the switch. So I hit apply and save to board. So now you can see I've just sort of zoomed in, and that's because I have Panel Plus on fit to screen. But if I go native resolution, my current screen resolution is 1080. So you can see this is just a subset of that, is 720. Next, I'll go program this into the camera switch table. So I go to switch camera, switch the camera, update the camera switch table settings. Cam 0. I'm going to program in this into 2. Position 2, and hit send. So now you can see I've switched the camera into the 720, center 720. I go parameters, save to board. If I go to acquisition settings now, you can see my default is 720 by 1280. If I want to make sure my camera comes up in 1080 mode, what I can do, I go to camera, switch camera. I'm not going to update the switch table settings anymore. I'm just going to apply the settings. And I'm going to change camera selection to 1 and hit send. And now if I go to configure and look at my acquisition settings, I can see I'm at 1080 by 1920. So this will be my default. I go parameters, save to board, reset board. And this will just take a second to reset my board. And so when it comes up, I would expect 1080 video. If I go to the video tab and go native resolution, we can see there's a full 1080 here because my screen's 1080 and it's overfilling the little Panel Plus window here. Okay. So now if I want to do a camera switch operation, I go to switch camera. I switch the camera, apply settings for the table. I'm going to go to 2. And you can see now my screen has gotten smaller because I'm only doing 720 by 1280. Now if I want to see what parameters are in those table settings, I just go look at the acquisition settings. So I've got 720, 1280, 280, 280. And if I go to switch camera, I'm in table 2. I can go to table 1, hit send. Notice my resolution gets larger. If I want to see what's in table 1 parameters, I go to configure, acquisition settings, and I'm back at 1080 by 1920.